Mr. Speaker. This is coal. Don't be afraid.
The
Don't be scared.
The Treasurer knows the rule on crops.
It's coal.
What? Is this for real?
Men and women who work and live.
Lump of coal proudly brandied about in the Australian Parliament. Hashtag embarrassing. Yeah. What the?
Well, why isn't this Kevin tripping over my bridge?
What? Keith Pearson?
That's right, kid.
Okay, Mr. Pearson, can you just let me pass? I don't have the time.
Not so fast, kid. This bridge belongs to me and my wife, see? Part of my portfolio of investments.
Yo, Kevin, what's going on here?
I don't know, man. This guy keeps blocking me from making any progress. Hang on. He's a real person. That I know. Chris, can you film this? Mr. Pearson, what is it that you keep posting at me?
Finally willing to open your ears, huh, kid? The earth isn't warming, it's...
Could you move forward into the camera, please?
Oh, sorry. This climate change baloney is all crap, and the earth isn't warming, in fact it's cooling. Here, take a look at this.
It's gone up by about 1 millimetre.
Rising sea levels. You got it?
I've got it. 3 mil.
3 mil.
Oh, sorry, not that one, this one.
It's time for Outsiders Weather and Ice Age Watch. This week, news of the big chill has come as a big shock to global warming activists. The greatest 2-year global cooling event of the last century. From February 2016 to February 2018, global average temperatures dropped by 0.56 degrees Celsius.
Oh, see, kid, even look at this crap from NASA. This climate crap is nothing but a bunch of baloney.
Okay, sure. The average temperature might have dropped from one year to the next.
See?
Yeah, but let's put this into context and zoom out a little bit more. See that dip? It's barely even a blip in the grand scheme of things. And it so happens 2016 was the hottest year on record. Tied with last year, 2020. Though I'm not sure why Rowan Dean's not making such a big fuss about that. Anyway, cherry-picking a temperature drop from one year to the next doesn't disprove the science of climate change. I mean, would anyone seriously make a song and dance about climate change being a hoax if the temperature happened to be lower today than it was yesterday? That the baseline temperature we measure everything against is the day before? You might seem significant to us living day to day, but think about it. Even for us, as the days, months, years and decades go by, what happened this year is just going to be a fraction of our lifetime, just distant memory. The climate is something that's going to be something that affects generations and generations to come. And what happened to the temperature between 2016 and 2018 is barely going to raise a mention in the history books, other than being a data point within a graph amongst all other data points. The climate is a result of a juggernaut of a bunch of complex systems. The fact that we're doing as much as we are, throwing a spanner in this machinery and making the dent we are, is shocking. And even more shocking is the complacency in which we're dealing with it. The fact is, climate change is happening. Sure, the effects are gradual and long-term. We aren't going to descend into Armageddon in a snap. What we humans are doing by emitting unchecked amounts of greenhouse gases is making it that we're experiencing more and more hotter days than that of cold, more extreme and intensive weather. That isn't to say there won't be cold days and extreme wet weather. There will be. But in the long run, our planet is going to get drier and hotter. By focusing on the decrease in average yearly temperature from one year to the next, it's just staring at noise and ignoring the bigger picture. Just look at the long-term trend.
You hipster kids and your trends.
You mentioned you were an investor. Just like you shouldn't invest in a VHS manufacturer just because sales shot through the roof one day during a fire sale, you need to look at the company specifics, sector trends, and the bigger macro picture. Same thing with climate change. Look what actual climate scientists think. Look at the temperature and impacts of human contributions of greenhouse gases are having on the temperature and the environment in the long-term historic context. Look, I'm no scientist, but I reckon it's a safe bet that 97%, a crazy high figure, of people who know what they're talking about aren't wrong. And I also think that dealing with climate change, adopting renewable energy, and just being more efficient and sustainable in the way we live is the way of the future. I know where I'd put my money.